exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth, but we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
And good evening, everybody. This is James with Gamer Chatter, and I have hijacked our stream to take control and play for us Little Darkest Dungeon. It seems that we've all been trying to play some really difficult games, with Ed and Will focusing hard on Bloodborne, so I figured, what the hell? I'll take out the prized new indie game for a whirl. Now, I bought this back when it was in Steam Green Light, and I played about 10 hours of it, and I really loved it, really enjoyed the game, but I had to put it aside because I wanted to know, you wanna know what? Keep it secret, keep it safe, and try to keep it ready to rock and roll for when it actually did release. I'd be able to go ahead with it. Now that it's actually fully released and patched a bit, we can go live and actually give it a shot. So here we go. I've played a little bit of, this is my save from last time, so what we'll do here is we'll come up, create a new title, that always seems fair, and get started to see how bad this game can kick my ass.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient, pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Alright, so the art style in this game is very unique and very wonderful. It's got that kind of great 2D feel to it. It reminds me a lot of like the old school fighter games and Castlevanias, really. And the playstyle you'll see is very interesting because this game is more a strategy game with roguelike elements than anything, because it's all about managing your heroes, their stress, their abilities, how much gold you have, how much upgrades you can do. So we'll go into the first mission. It's just a little bit of a tutorial now. Right, map navigation. You can click to go to another room display. Alright, so
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
So while we're in the hallway, we can use A and D to move back and forth, or we can just use the mouse. I love the fact that it's got a narrator in it as well, much like Bastion did. Kind of gives you a great kind of narration of what you're doing. Now, obviously, we have our two classes here. We've got our melee frontliner, Crusader. It's got a lot of damage dealing and defensive abilities. And then we've got our Highwayman, who's second in the row and has a lot of ranged and kind of sneaking abilities. Now, the main thing you'll notice about this is that there's little pips underneath each attack. So you've got your yellow pips that show exactly where you're going to be attacking from, and then the red pips shows you what enemies you can hit in one slot. So certain abilities are only available depending on where you are actually showing or actually standing. So with that, we'll start moving down the hallway.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Alright, so everything's turn-based combat. We're going to click on our heroes, and then click on the skills, and just hit the targets. Alright, so I think we're going to do Open Vein. Nice hit. So you can see here, we've got status effects that we can dish out. We've got stuns, bleeds. Now, obviously, bleeds do damage over time, and stuns obviously prevent actions from happening. Now, with his bleed, I could just let him bleed out and stun and try and get some experience or healing done, but really, this guy should be able to take him out.
Confidence surges
just
as
like
the enemy
that.
crumbles.
And we regain that stress.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Right. So every single enemy nets you not really experience, but more loot. And all this is about gaining loot to try and level up your guys to get to the darkest dungeon. Now you can see I've got two health bars here. You've got HP and stress. Obviously, HP is your hit points, how much damage you can take. If it goes down to 0, you die. Stress, on the other hand, has 200. Once you hit the first level of 100, your hero hits his breaking point, and he can either gain a virtue, which gives him a positive ability, or he becomes super stressed out, and then he gets a negative. And then if they hit 200 stress, they have a heart attack and die. So really, you're managing 2 health bars here. Great. We've got our first thing, interactive objects. So we can interact with objects in this, and that either means getting loot from them, or in some cases, if you drop specific items that you have into there and use it with them, will provide even better effects. Let's give it a shot here.
Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places.
So obviously this is the tutorial mission, so everything's kind of scripted in what you get.
An ambush. Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
So you can see there we were ambushed, which means our party got shuffled, and it forced our highwaymen to go to the front. And we don't necessarily want that. And a misclick means I couldn't move him to the back. Now we want to stun this guy, because this is obviously he takes up 2 spots, so he's the main damage dealer. Nice dodge. So we moved our highwaymen back because we don't want him in the front, because that's what our Crusader's for. He's the front liner. He can take the most damage, and we're gonna keep trying to stun this guy. Good. That means obviously his next action is null and void, but we also get a nice little stun. He gets a stun resistance, so he's got a bigger, harder chance for us to stun him. All right, now let's start doing some DOTs on him. Nice dodge. All right. So his stun buff is gone, so we're going to try and knock him out again. Damn. think this guy is the biggest threat. These guys don't really do blanket fire, and they're able to kind of knock you around, but this guy's the biggest threat at the moment, so we really need to try and take him out. Alright, so he's got HP, so 2 attacks from each one of those guys should finish him off.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
So enemies leave corpses unless you critically kill them, which means you have to attack the corpses to get them out of the way. Now this is a feature that they added back in the beta, and it is an option that you can actually take out of the game. But for difficulty's sake and to make this a lot harder, I'm going to keep them in. Alright. So now we've got this guy in the front row, so we're just going to DPS him down. And try to get out of here alive.
Continue the onslaught.
There we go. Nice haul. So we got some food, some gold, and some deeds. And now we can either return to the town or continue adventuring. Now, this chest is almost always trapped, which means there's almost never a good way for you to open it. And we're blighted. Blighted is a lot like bleed. It deals damage to you over time. Because we just finished up, though, we can click complete quest and get out. So whatever items you don't use, they actually give you gold back for, and then also you have initial gold for passing that. So now we're gonna move in, and obviously completing, we've got experience, which leveled us up. So the higher your level goes, the more resolve you have, which means the more tougher dungeons you can dive into, but also you can go in weaker dungeons and take less stress damage.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Alright, so at the end of every week, every dungeon dive is a week. So it kind of gives you what happened, who got escorted, and then it kind of gives you your goals. And the goal is you have 99 weeks to complete everything here. You got roster goals to reach level 1 with all the different types of classes, but then we also have various things to complete the darkest dungeon, succeed in all of our assaults, and we've got to defeat various miniature bosses that come up as we dig deeper and deeper into each dungeon. Alright. So obviously help whenever we need it, which we'll probably need a lot further in this game. So look here.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
This is the graveyard. This is where we're probably going to see all of the heroes that I eventually killed, because I'm not very good at this game.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Here we've got to look at all of our cutscenes that show up during the game, and we haven't gotten too many of them yet. Obviously, just the two: the opening and the old road, which we saw in the beginning when I started it, and an epilogue even once we finish the game. Now, the nice thing about this is that when the game finishes, it actually goes into a New Game Plus type mode.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses.
Now this...
all will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
This is the stagecoach. This is our lifeline. So obviously we've got two characters that have come in here. We've got the Vestal, which is your main kind of healer type class, and the Plague Doctor, which is our main kind of everyman, kind of like a DPSer plus status remover. So obviously, since they're the only two, they're the one we're going to hire.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
That way we have a full party. And also, we're going to upgrade the stagecoach. We're going to get...
Word is traveling. Ambition is...
Because we've got enough, we're going to upgrade this
cities.
twice.
We can
Because
use
this means we've got 4 people coming in every single time, which is going to let us fill out our roster. The next step will be to get some deeds and increase the barracks so we can have more heroes. But the big thing about this game is you need to be able to rotate, because if people are going in a dungeon, that means they're getting their stress reduced, and that's huge in this game. Like I said, it's all about managing stress. Alright, and since we've got nothing else to do or unlock, might as well embark on a mission.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
So we got some crests, some gold, and some bleedstone. So this is a short one, which means we don't have to worry about resting, and they only want us to explore 90% of the rooms. We only have the ruins. We could also go into the darkest dungeon, but you can see it's a level 6, and our guys will ultimately end up dying very quickly if we go in there. So we're going to start with the ruins. Now each person has a preferred slot to stand in. And it looks like our Vestal is going to be best used in the 3rd slot, with our Plague Doctor in the 4th. Alright, with that, let's get this provision. So now we're going to look through and get some
preparedness, measured now in gold,
get some good supplies,
later
and
in blood.
venture out. Now, knowing this is a short dungeon and having played a little bit before, go ahead with 8 torches, 1 bandage, 1 shovel. We've already got anti-venom and holy water. We're going to take a key, an herb, and then we'll take 12 food. Now food can heal, and then also there's very instances when you're playing through a dungeon and they'll ask you to do that. Now this is one of the big things. You never want to overspend, because if you flee a dungeon because it gets too hard, you don't get any of your money back for some supplies, and you can really brick your game quick if you overspend. Alright, so we're going to start our first dungeon. Alright, so this is a nice little layout we can get to start with. Just can kind of go up, either top or bottom, depending on which has a better thing, and then over and down, and we'll be all set. So one of the big things is we have torchlight. And torchlight, the brighter your torch, the more, obviously, you see the bonus here, is we get monsters get surprised, and we get scouting. Scouting lets you see rooms ahead of you. Now, as the levels go down, the monsters will get critical, there'll be more monster fights, but you'll also find better loot. Now, if you're just leveling up guys, you're just starting off, it's always good to keep this high. But when you've got higher level guys going into lower dungeons, it's always a good idea to maybe lower down to probably try to find some better loot. Ooh. Free torch. We got our first thing we can. Now the big thing with skeletons, obviously they can't bleed, but they can be blighted and stunned. So it's going to be a good idea for us to just kind of deeps them down as quick as possible.
Death by inches.
This will heal. And
Confidence surges as
boom.
the enemy crumbles.
all right. Room cleared. We'll move on to the next move. All right. Obstacles.
Even the
This is why we bring
cold
shovels.
stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Shovels are key. Alright. Now all of these guys got surprised, which is nice because it's going to allow all of my heroes to act first. And the big thing is we have both these two skeletons here, which deal damage, but this one is going to be, she's going to be dealing stress to us. So we want to take her down as quick as possible. Which means... nice crit. So crits, along with doing more damage, will also heal some stress. Now, I think we can actually hit her with a plague grenade. Alright, she's blighted, which means she'll die on her first turn, which allows us to kind of focus on other people. Kind of get some AoEs dropped down on these guys.
Gently. This is how a life is taken. As the fiend falls,
Grape shot that. Ooh, nice haul with the gold there. Move right up. Next move. Next area. No fight? Alright, now we got a scout, so this is going to let us see which way we want to go. So there's a battle with a curio, or a battle with treasure. Well, right now we're after treasure. So that's what we're going to attack after first. Torch up. Let's see what's in the pack. Free key and more gold. Nice. Now, as you can see, as things go...
the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted.
You have to start worrying about what you have in your inventory versus what's not in your inventory. So you're going to have to start making hard choices. Is do I keep my torches or my bandages, or do I start taking loot back with me because I need that to build up my hamlet? Alright, no surprise here. So we're going to once again focus on the stress dealer in the back. So we need one more HP on her, and we'll be all set. Ouch. Alright, at this point I think it's going to be a good idea to start healing, because she's all but dead next turn. She's already active, and we're going to start decancing these guys down. Bleeding. Now we could use a bandage here to stop him from bleeding, but really 1 damage per second isn't that bad, and I can keep up with that with my Vestal. So instead we'll focus on stunning the guy from keeping him from getting other characters to bleed. Throw Noxious down at him, get the blade going.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Do some AoE, and he's got 6 hit points. So we will illuminate him, and he will die. Next action.
Press this advantage.
He's dead. And then X, and there we go. So it's some medical herbs, some jade, and some gold.
At least promises success.
Since we got a spare key, we'll use that. Get some in a compartment, and ooh, look at that! Get a nice little starter item for our highwayman. And then I say is you can get trinkets to equip, and we can actually equip this right away. Got another scout, so we can see that there's a trap ahead in the next area. So now that we got that nice little buff for our highwayman, we'll go down, and it should be coming up. There it is on the floor. You can disarm that so it won't damage anybody, and also a nice little stress heal. Keep moving. Torch ourselves back up again to full. And, okay, nothing in this room. So we'll just continue right on to the next. Stuff in the pack. Wow. That is a hell of a haul. A lot of food there. So it'll be good to kind of eat up. Get our guys healed a little bit. And combine the food. Torch ourselves back up. So this is one of the things. You can either starve your people and they'll take stress damage, or you can eat food and they'll regain 5% of their health. This is the reason why you bring 12, because if that spawns twice, you'll still have some left over to heal your guys. There's nothing in this room. We got a final scout. So we got an obstacle for a shovel. We got our battle room with some treasure, and then we should be done with this
The light.
Dungeon dive.
The promise of safety.
Once again, we're lucky we found that other shovel, or else we'd have to double back. Torch yourself up to full
The
because
match is struck. A blazing
we can, and we know
star
this is our last
born.
room. Alright. So this guy is going to have to die first because he can do a lot of stress damage. So we're going to want to focus on the back row. But mainly this guy to start with.
Continue the onslaught.
Alright.
Destroy them all.
Good start. And now we will... I think we'll disorientate this guy. Stop him from acting and pull him forward. This is... Ooh, Dazzling Light to stun him. Good. So now we can just focus on this guy to bring him down. Good dodge. And he can... Now I'm using Zealous Accusation because it's able to do a group DPS. Now this guy can act. We'll grape shot everybody. I think we can. Oh. Tough miss there. Disorienting blast. We'll try again. At least try to move him forward. Ah, damn. Missed. So continuing on here, I think Zealous Accusation. Try to DPS down at the front too. Good dodge. Alright, once again, I think this is the best way to go to try and stun and move him. Ooh, tough miss there. He's still got the stun resist. Alright, we might as well just go for the quick kill here. Didn't get it, but we got the stun. We're getting a lot of good dodges early on.
Their formation is broken.
Remember this being a lot more brutal back in the beta. Which is good, and it's an easier learning curve in, but we're getting a lot of very lucky. Normally the game isn't this forgiving. Alright, just take him out. And now we can just Judgment, and that does it. We get some bus.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
And we're going to continue adventuring just so we can open the chest. And there we go. Got some deeds, got some more bus. And with that, successful first dungeon. Alright, so we really made back our investment. We spent about 2,000. We doubled that, plus we got the crest, this Bleedstone, which will be key on our Highwayman, and another 3,000 gold. And we leveled up 2 of our guys. So here we can see what quirks we gained while they were adventuring. So we got Unyielding, ooh, good against death blows, less stress damage within the wield, and bleed resistance. These are really good. Anytime you can present yourself from dying or present bleeds, that's awesome.
Can you feel it? The walls between the sane world and that unplumbed dimension of delirium are tenuously thin here.
Alright, so we unlocked the tavern and the abbey. Go take a look at them now.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
Now, stress relief becomes very big in the late game, and you can bring your guys to do various ways of getting rid of that. You can brothel, gambling, or bar. Now certain characters, like we have right here, Reynold, our Crusader, is God-fearing, so he'll only pray to get rid of stress. Or Dismas is a known cheat, and he will not be allowed to gamble in town. So there are some limitations. Now with the Abbey,
the cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight.
You can see it also costs gold to reduce stress on people. Now, the big thing I've noticed is that you don't want to, like 32 or basically anywhere under like the 60s, you don't really want to, because they can slowly, if they don't take them on a mission, they can lower stress over time just sitting in town, which is good because this, you know, costs a large amount of money, especially early on, and you could be using that for upgrades and everything later on your characters. So it's a long-term risk-reward. So we won't be doing any stress reliefs, and we're going to come here down to our stagecoach and see what we got. Alright, 4 more people to add to our roster. We've got Houndmaster, who is a great kind of stress reliever and kind of all-around damage dealer. He can pretty much attack all ranks and help heal stress. We'll grab him.
A lawman and his faithful beast. A bond forged by battle and bloodshed.
Jester, who is a great kind of utility character. He's a buffer. He can increase the speed and accuracy and crits of your players, along with doing some bleeds. He's kind of I would say very akin to our Plague Doctor, who's more offensive and dealing with blights. He's kind of the bleed side, along with some support abilities. He can also heal stress, so we'll take him.
He will be laughing still at the end.
Grave Robber. Now, Grave Robber is a great ranged unit. High damage, low HP. Great at hitting enemies in the middle and back rows. Real strong.
To those with a keen eye, gold gleams like a dagger's point.
And then finally another Vestal. This seems to be a little bit more of a damagey Vestal. I'm really looking for one that has Divine Comfort. If not, we can unlock one and get some heals done that way. Probably take her on the next mission, just so she can get a little bit of stress relief. Gonna have to bring Reynold though, just to help tank for us, because we don't have anybody who's really a frontline fighter here. But we'll take her.
A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
So right now we've almost maxed out our barracks, so we'll buy up to the 12. So that way we can get the next 4 when they come in. Close out of the stagecoach. Alright, and we'll see what they've got for us. Take another dive. Alright, so we've only got... We're obviously not still going to the Darkest Dungeon, so we've only got this short one. They want us to complete all the battle rooms. We get 2 busts. We'll get a Book of Intuition, which is slows our one person holding it down, but lowers the chance of our party being surprised, which is really nice. And some gold. So we know we want to at least spend at or below 3,000 gold. We'll move away all of these guys. We'll keep him. We'll keep Reynold. I think then we'll add... We'll add the Houndmaster, the Grave Robber, and then finally the Vestal. This way we can kind of get these guys all up to level 1 right away. We'll keep the Jester on the sidelines for right now. This is a very damagey kind of party. Not so good on the stress release though. So the Gravedigger brings a shovel. Bring some dog treats, which actually increase your damage of your dog your first time, and we got some holy water. Once again, we'll just bring 8 torches. We'll bring a bandage, an anti-venom, medical herb, and a key. Bring 12 food, and we've already got holy water, so that all looks good. We'll head up and set out for our next one. So right now, kind of what we're focusing on is trying to unlock areas and build up our party, because we're going to start unlocking more and more areas to explore, which have different enemies, which deal different damage types, bleed, stress, and we're just kind of trying.
The fiends must be driven back, and what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line?
We're just going to try and blanket level up as many guys as we can. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go up there, hope for a scout, and hope this room gets scouted and see if there's a battle room. If there is, we'll have to go up and double back. If not, we'll just take the L and that'll be it. Let's get moving. Oh, great. So she's curious, so she's always going to look at dark and mysterious things. That's going to stress her out and give her a bad quirk. So now she's curious, so she always is obsessed with the acquisition of knowledge. She likes to steal things, and now she's a fear closed paces. Great. Alright, this guy has to go, these two guys have to go because they are AoE damage dealers. So these two are the ones we're going to have to take down. Luckily, we've got the Grave Robber to help with that. Hit him first since he's got the area. And we're also going to be able to do this. Oh, tough dodge. Good one there, though. Alright, so we'll do Judgment because that'll heal some on herself. He's got a bleed, so he'll die next turn he goes, so we'll hit this guy.
Great is the weapon
Still leaving
that
1
cuts on its
HP.
own.
But luckily,
Press this advantage.
Grave Robber's got some
Give them no
daggers.
quarter.
And the Hound. Send him out to try and take him out.
Confidence
Judgment again.
surges as the enemy crumbles.
Bring your health and bring your stress down. Oof. And
Continue the onslaught.
there we go.
Destroy them all.
First fight down. Get some onyx, some bandages, some food. Nice. Okay. I think here, if you actually use a torch, it gives you something good.
The light, the promise of safety.
Yeah, it increases your torchlight to maximum, which is good, because we're about to go into our room. Nothing here. Scout? Nope. No scouts. We're going to move on to our next room. Trap! It's a trap! Good dodge, though. No damage done. Bookshelves are almost always bad. Wow. Two traps
Mechanical
back to
hazards,
back.
possessed by evil intent.
So you always never want to read bookshelves. Alright, all up. Go inside, and no battle room here either. Scout? Nice. Alright, so there is no battle room there, which means we can ignore it. Now we've got 2 curios, but they're not worth going after. We'll just move right on forward. This is an altar of light. Now I think this gets rid of a bad perk if we use holy water on it. Let's see who has the worst perk. And that one's not that bad. What's he got? He's God-fearing and klepto. And that could take some loot away. Not really too bad. That's pretty bad, but I really think we need to focus on our grave digger. Because she has picked up some bad skills. Oh, nope, I was wrong. 30% buff until the end, until camp. Since we don't camp in this dungeon, it's going to be a full dungeon. We'll just move right along.
Even the cold stone seems bent
Got a
on
shovel?
preventing passage.
Keep going. Eat food. Glad we picked up the 2. And we know we got a battle here. Surprise? No surprise. Damn. Alright, so once again, the back two have to go. As you can see, they're already starting to really stress him out. We will throw a dagger. Almost got her. Nice dodge. I was hoping he would go before her, but I guess not. Don't really need to focus on a heal here. So if we can get a stun in on this guy before he goes, yeah. Save us turns in terms of DPSing. Because most of the two important people here can have some bleed. We'll try and get some bleed.
Broken. Maintain the offensive.
That works too. Kill him.
As the fiend falls.
Alright, now we're only dealing with two.
Blossoms.
Alright. We can blackjack him, which will give us a stun. Keep him from stressing us out for a turn. Which will let us start focusing down this guy. Nice damage. Not quite. Renting for the old gods. Good bleed resistance. A little worried about him. He's getting stressed out. Alright. Do judgment on him. Miss. Too bad. And nice strike. Alright, so that should take him out. Battle done. Good haul from that too, some portraits.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is
Apparently that's the only
and
fight we had to do.
killer.
But we'll continue adventuring, see if we can dive a little bit more. We'll use the heirloom chip key here.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Okay, so there's an obstacle there, and we don't have another shovel, so I'm not going to stress him out, but we'll at least step out to see what the curio is. It's a sec. She's going to look inside. Get some stuff. Alright. Successful dungeon. We'll exit out.
Room by room, hall by hall, we reclaim what is ours.
So we made back a little bit in our initial investment. We got some portraits and some busts and some crests. But we didn't get any deeds, and we're going to need that if we're going to keep upgrading the stagecoach. Another important thing is we got all these guys to level 1. Let's see what they got. So, ooh, this is huge, because weapon upgrades get real expensive in the future. And that'll allow them to keep us to keep some costs down. We're getting faster if her HP's below 50 house, and Den has 10 damage. Well, she's going to be mainly focused on healing and stun, so I'm not really too worried about that being a bad perk. And let's see what else we've unlocked.
The plume
Great.
and the pistol.
So you can see these two guys
Fitting end to my
both
folly,
healed.
and a curse upon us all.
Both healed up a little bit of stress since they weren't in the battle. And we also unlocked the blacksmith and the guild. Now the blacksmith is going to be able to allow us to start upgrading weapons and armor and start dealing more damage. Guild lets us unlock abilities and also change abilities around. Now you don't want to go too insane unlocking abilities into everybody, but there's some really good ones that we can start looking at. But first, let's look at the stagecoach. Ooh. So we got lepers. Some good perks on him. And lepers are very kind of high risk, high reward kind of guys. Large damage dealers, but not very accurate. But when they hit like trucks. But they're also very good at, obviously they're a decent frontline fighter. You see here, mainly his skills are stress healing and increases protection. So, we'll take him, for sure.
This man understands that adversity and existence are one and the same.
We got another highwayman pistol shot, pretty much a carbon copy of the one we have, but instead of grape shot, he's got another slice. Some nice abilities there. Assist with sainthood. That worst things you could be.
Elusive, evasive, persistent. Righteous traits for a rogue.
And we got occultists. So these guys are both kind of like cursing, long-range damage dealers, along with healing. So they've got to heal, but if it can cause bleeding, and also cannot heal at all. But really interesting. So he's compulsive, but he's also a beast hater. Look at the other one. Stab, cult. Ooh, that's pretty rough there. So we probably won't take him, but we will take this guy. I really like his skills.
To fight the abyss, one must know it.
Once again, no deeds, so we can't upgrade the stagecoach at all.
The bellows blast once again. The forge stands ready to make weapons of war.
Now, once we're level 1, we can start leveling up our weapons for our heroes. The one major thing here, though, is that you can't initially do that, so you actually have to spend on the upgrade. And once again, they need deeds, which we don't have, so we're going to have to start looking at farming some deeds to start leveling up our weaponsmithing. But we can also look at the guild.
Make no mistake, we will face ever greater threats. Our soldiers must be ready.
So here, a level 1 soldier can always buy what other skills he doesn't have, but once they start leveling up and we level up the instructor mastery, we can start increasing our skills. Let's look to see here. They take portraits, which is great. So we'll start with instructor mastery 1, and we'll get some training regime in there too.
A strict regimen is paramount if one is to master the brutal arithmetic of combat.
So now we can start leveling up some of our guys' abilities, which is great. I know first thing I'm going to do for the Vestals is buy the party heal and upgrade that. Now they can only have 4 active skills at once, but these are paramount in any Vestal. And then illumination is very good too because it increases torch. But really, judgment's the nice one because it's a self-heal. But for her, that's good right now. We don't want to overspend early on. Here we go, keep clicking out. For the leper, I do want to spend 1 and get Hue, just to kind of get like another melee attack. For our other Vestal, once again, oop, misclicked there, but we'll get Divine Comfort, level up those, and Judgment. Him. Really, Embalming Vampires is okay, but Battlefield Medication is a lot better because it provides heal and also cures blights and blights on him and whoever he's targeting. So we'll do that. Disorient Blast, and all those are really good. Here, those 3 main abilities are good. Now we're going to start watching our gold here. We don't want to overspend. So we'll stop there, and I think we got enough time. We'll do 1 more run, and we'll take out. What do we have? Level 2. Take out the main team, but I think I'll bring him. Where are we at for stress here? All right, I think what we'll do is we'll bring him as our frontliner, and we'll bring our main kind of other 3 out with us on our next run. Alright, so because we progressed the ruins to level 1, it unlocked our next dungeon, which is the Weald. Now the big thing here is that there's a higher chance for us to get deeds on anything we do here. Now this is once again another battle rooms, but you can see we've also unlocked more here. So we've got here a short for battle rooms. We've got a short for 9 exploration and a medium. A medium gives you ability to camp, which allows you to heal stress and use camping abilities. I try to spam short missions as quick as possible just to level guys up, and then once I've got a decent weapons and armor going, then I start looking at the mediums. Here, I think we'll once again reset the party. We're gonna go down here because it's gonna give us the trinkets. Okay, we can always sell those, but I want the deeds. We need to start farming these so we can get the blacksmith leveled up as quick as possible. So obviously we're going to take him, take her. We said we're going to take him, and then a highwayman. We could probably get away with the new guy. Yeah, we'll bring him along. Alright, we'll provision. So once again, we'll take a shovel, band-aid, take a key, 8 torches, holy water, and 12 food. And that should be it, and we'll embark on the mission.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from these groves. Let us burn out this evil.
So we'll take out that to take on Hugh. You can change abilities mid-dungeon, which is nice. Alright, so we've got complete 100% of room battles, and we've got just a straight line, which is great. So we'll just continue till we're done.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
Hate to use the shovel that early, but whatever, like you do.
The way is lit, the path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Nothing there. No scout, so we'll move to the next room. Trap!
Ambushed by foul invention.
Nice resisting the blight. Really didn't like the fact that we got some stress there, but that's okay. No battle here. Great scout. Alright, so we're going to have an obstacle. And I don't have another shovel, which means we're going to have to clear with our hands and take the stress hit. Sure, we'll eat some food. Which means I'm already going to be at like 60 stress with this guy.
Without tools of iron, you must rely on flesh.
Yep.
And indefatigable purpose.
Here, you could use a shovel to dig that up. We're not going to.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Oh, nice surprise. So these guys, Blight and Mark, and obviously this guy uses high protection, so he's going to take away some damage. So we need to blight this guy or make him bleed. I think we'll start off by trying to plague grenade and blight these guys in the back. Got one of them. As for the front, I think he was a good start. Nice damage. The highwaymen will just...
Their formation is broken.
We can take out one enemy right off the bat. That's good. And change over heal into her, which is okay. It's dazzling light.
In radiance, may we find victory.
Alright, Mark attracts more damaged enemies from attacks.
Grievous injury.
Damn.
Palpable fear.
I didn't change the skills over on these guys either, so this is gonna be tough for a little while. Now I can use anti-venom here, and I probably will on him, just because he's got such a low HP. And we'll start the bleed on him. Start to have him try and take some damage. We'll try and stun him. Good stun. trying to take him out would be better. Nice damage. Obviously here we need to start healing. Good crit. That'll take down some stress. Good dodge too. I'm really worried about that attack because he can deal a lot of damage. We didn't stun this one, so we'll try and do that. Ooh, nice move. Even up to the front. Get another heal off. Bring him back up to full. And we'll have him... Oh, try to get the bleed on, but not so lucky. Once again, I think he was another great one here.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Nice kill. Ooh, so that's the problem with these guys.
The slow death.
He's dead, and that's it.
Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
So look inside the Traveler's tent. Nothing there. Alright, and since we did that, means still another battle room coming up. Ooh, got a lot of battles coming up for these guys. Alright. But we should be okay. We'll try and move out. Move on to the next room. Alright, this is a real easy fight, especially if we get the drop on them. Alright. This guy would be who we want to disorientate. Wow. Another miss. Ooh. What's with these guys? Man, that spider is crafty. Crafty little spider. And a stun is not going the way we planned. Alright, we need to get a heal out on him. Good dodge. So you can see how RNG starts to take effect and really can start messing up your day pretty bad. I think you can try and
Continue the onslaught.
good. Take out the back row and hopefully with a Q. Damn. Alright, so here's the other thing. These guys get sicknesses too. Try and knocks it. Now, those are sicknesses persist even after the dungeon and will stick around until they're healed.
As the fiend falls,
Once again, MVP spider.
blossoms.
Just won't go away, won't die. Definitely want to get the heal in here. Anything I could do to try and
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
get things in. It's good. We've got some deeds. Deeds are good.
As the light gains purchase,
That's what we came here
spirits are
for.
lifted, and purpose is made clear.
So it looks like we're gonna have to battle all the way there. We got at least 3 more fights. We're running a little low on torches, so I'm glad for that. Here, I believe it would be anti-venom. We could try medical herbs. Yeah, this would be anti-venom, which we don't have, so we're not gonna try it. Just gonna torch up and get ready for this fight that's coming up next.
The
Torch up
light,
again.
the promise of safety.
Dog's got to go down first because of the bleed, and you are not doing well today. this could take good strike. I was hoping for 2, but I'm okay with 1. Yeah, heal on him. Now, the main thing about heals, and I should really get the party heal here, is that what it allows to do is that if we party heal and we get a crit, it starts healing stress. So those are a big thing. We'll heal him. Try and take care of this guy. Nice. And really only got this guy left, and he should die to vapors. So, just for
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
So I'm gonna do something I should have done before and actually change my skills around. Perfect. Now we got some great heals and stuff going on. Alright, so we got 2 more fights till the end. Yep, not going anywhere near that. Alright, so this is a major bleed and stress. So we've got... I'd like to start healing, but I think... Oh, well, we can't reach the stress guy. So we're just gonna do a party heal. Good stuff. Oh man, this guy's really gonna need to go to the sit to get cleaned up. Alright, so he's gonna shoot. Oh, bad time. Alright, I think Q is the important thing here. Good. Get some damage out. And then plague grenade on the back too, get some blight happening. Good. Next we'll do some battlefield medicine with him. See, that's why he's got... Must be the sicknesses he's got, because he's got like no chance to hit. 50%'s not good enough in this. So we're gonna really have to start stacking some blight here. This dungeon, this isn't going as good as the other first two have. Just hoping we can get to the end. Obviously, party heal, good heal. Those 3's been clutch pretty so far. All right, we're gonna try Q again. Damn. These guys smell blood. Just keep plague grenading. Good.
By inches.
Good. Clutch plague grenades right there. Oh, bad crit. We did not need that stress. Again. Finally, you got a hit. Good. Some heal. Just kind of hoping for a miss there so I could heal them up a little bit. But,
Foolish
got a torch.
horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Look in the luggage. Some valuables and some food. Alright, so we're right before here. I'm gonna go up, bandage him, eat some food to try and get at least some health back. Alright. Light is up as high as it needs to be, and we're gonna go. Good. We got a surprise here. Then the nice thing is all these guys can bleed, so we're gonna try for that. is high protection. We need to start to get the bleed down on him as quick as possible. Alright. Let's try hitting these guys with light in the back. Got one. One's good. We'll take one. 75 versus 75 bolt. Nice hit. I think Dazzling Light would be good. Put on him. He did resist. Ready for the old dance.
Such a terrible
Man, this
assault
guy is
cannot
not
be
having a
left
good day.
unanswered.
He is almost ready to stress himself out. Yep, they love this guy. Alright, so he's got what? 2 around plus that. Good, take him out. We'll try and blade these guys again in the back. Good, and they stack too, so you see he's going to do 8 damage that turn. Which means we can, I think here... Purge? Nah. Do a stand. Get some stress heal and get some defense up on him. Just because that guy will keep swinging towards him. Obviously, need to start healing him back up. He's gonna go. I think we'll just try and shoot. Nope, never mind. We're gonna Noxious Blast the front guy. Ah, damn, resist the blight. Party heal. Hope for a crit. That's not good. Good resist. Alright, this guy, we're gonna have him heal.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life
Alright, all we got is the
taken.
last guy. So this guy has like just about everything you can possibly have on him. So we're gonna use Battlefield Medicine, which heals him, gets rid of all conditions on both, which is great. And there we go. That should do
These
it.
nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Now we're gonna open that up, take the other thing. Got some more deeds, great. And we're gonna get the hell out of Dodge.
Driving out corruption is an endless battle, but one that must be fought.
So got a really good haul here on crests mainly. Made some of our money back at least. And got some more levels now. This guy, and he's got Clotter. This guy's got Eldritch Slayer. I think we just have to keep him out of the ruins. Quick Draw's great, so he's going to be good. But with him only being level 1 and now getting 2 sicknesses, it's just not cost benefit enough to keep him around. So I think we'll kill him off.
Our estate was the envy of this land.
So if we look here, yeah, so he's got the fits. Yeah, he's got so much accuracy down. And Sanatorium, this is where we can go to. It lets us lock in or remove troublesome quirks and also do a medical ward to heal off things. And we can only do one at a time. It's 750 for each one of these. So I think it's just easier just to say, you want to know what, buddy? Thanks for the thing, but you're out of here.
Those without the stomach for this place must move on.
Alright. Now we're definitely going to take some new ones. We got the the Bounty Hunter. This is all about marking and movement of characters. Great second slot player.
The thrill of the hunt.
The
Promise of payment.
Hellion is great because they're a frontline damage dealer that relies more on dodge than they do actual damage. bleed resistance down, but the fact that they've got less stress in these two places is really nice. Really good ruins thing, so we'll be using her for sure.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
And so we've got a really nice range guy. Warrior of the Light. He's got some nice things too. Well, let's see what the occultist has to offer. I think the highwayman's a little bit of a better choice here. Oh, barracks is full. Alright, so we'll just leave them there. Now, I don't think we got enough deeds. Nope, we can buy the furnace, which will let us have less thing, but we actually need to start crafting. So we need to save for some more deeds there. So we'll take a look at what we can embark on next. So we've unlocked the Cove, which gives us, and the Warrens, which give us crests in the Cove. We've got portraits from the Warrens, and obviously the Ruins brings us busts, and the Weald brings us deeds. So we've got a medium there for cultists only. That's actually a really nice trinket. Short battle rooms. Short for Arbalest, which is another range character which you can get plus 1 crit. That's not bad. And here for Hellion, bleed skill chance, another nice one. So we've got some nice rewards and stuff yet. But I think we're gonna call it here, guys. It's been a good start versus stream. We'll probably put this up on YouTube. Now, obviously, if it's on YouTube, please like, subscribe to the channel. It really helps us a lot. And if you want, you can listen to us every... we release our podcast every Saturday morning. It's been a great time, guys. Had a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll hear from you soon.